Hello everyone, this is me Anmol from the TechTude. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use jQuery to fetch the data, means image from the image gallery which we had made. I urge to every viewer, before seeing this video, please refer to our course, which is how to basics of how to make a image gallery using PHP and MySQL. Now, one of my friend requested this video in which I'm going to show you how you can fetch the data using the same page. This was the file which we made to retrieve the data. I again urge, please watch the tutorials for making the basics and then listen to this, watch this tutorial. Here I'm using the same code here with the minor difference, and the difference here is, instead of using a link here, you can see, instead of using a link here for the query string variable, I'm simply echoing out, I'm making a h1 tag. You can make any tag you want, like here you can make a paragraph tag. We are just concerned about the ID which we are using. Its ID would be the ID which we want to send. You can see the data here, localhost, here the category table. You can see here the ID and the name. We are going to send this ID to the another page, this find.php page. It is also very simple. It is the same page we used to show the images here. Here you can see we're just same thing, getting an ID. In here we are only selecting the path of the image. Here you can see the name and the path. We are only selecting the path. You can select as many fields you want, but I am only concerned with the path here. And then you can see here I'm storing the result which I'm getting here. I'm storing the result in an array named as data array, and again in data array I'm using another array. I'm using an array here because if you want the multiple fields like field and the name of the image, then you can simply by selecting comma here, and you can echo out anything you want. This is simple, and this thing is important. I'm going to echoing out this array using this function. It must be new to you. It is JSON_encode. It is Java synchronized some function, and you can see the manual from the side, from the net, and I'm just echoing out this data array here. Remember, we are fetching the data, storing the data in an array, and then echoing out that array. Now in this case, firstly the main problem would be how to send this ID, which would be fetched, which would be getting here, this ID. How can you get the ID here? How can you send the ID here? Now for this reason we're using the latest technology till date, which is jQuery. If you want to know about the AJAX feature of the jQuery, please refer to my video which I had made earlier, in which I showed everyone how to make a page in which we can post the data using like Facebook, like Facebook status we post and get immediate result without refreshing. Please refer to that video. For this we are firstly going to attach this jQuery library file. You can get this file from jQuery.com. It is the library file essential to make a jQuery script run. And now we are going to make our own jQuery script. You can make it in another file also and then include that file, but like here we have included this file, but I'm going to make it on the same page. You can see we're going for making a jQuery file. First we have to make it as on getting ready. We have to run a function. When the page is ready, we're going to run a function here. Firstly, I am going to show you how you can fetch this ID. I have made the ID on purpose here so that you can fetch it very easily. I'm just going to show you on the click of By the way, I have made this div tag here. Can you see this div tag? An empty div tag with the ID IM. In this div tag, I'm going to show the images in this area. So when here is the H1. When we click the H1 tag, on its click we're going to run a function. The function here would be I'm going to show you how you can see this. I'm fetching the ID here and you can see alter alert. I'm just going to show this how you can fetch it. Actually we have to save this in a variable. I'm just echoing out to this. This means the instance of HI which is being clicked right now, and its attribute we are going to accord is the ID. Now just see what happens here. Here are the two files, and the cartoon, when I click I get 3, when the nature I click I get 1. What are these 3 and 1? Let's see this. Here you can see the nature is of ID 1, the cartoon is of ID 3. So when I click the nature I get 1, when I click the cartoon I get 3. Now for the next part is we have to store this value in a variable. Let's say the variable I here, and this value we have to send to here, where it will be getting the value of, and then use this value. Remember, we are using JSON underscore encode. The encoded part is when you place some mixed variables with the spaces, like the link path of any file or a link of any file. It's going to mess up your code. It will encode this. So for that reason we have to decode this, and for decoding we'll be using a function name as, this is a jQuery function which I am going to show you, is get JSON. This will parse your data here. I mean, this will decode your data here. Just remember, don't use the get function here or any post function. Get JSON is the best alternative. Now for this, firstly we're going to tell it which page to refer. In our case, we're going to send the data to find.php here, this one, and then we're going to tell it what variable we want to send. Here you can see it's getting the CID, category ID, and putting it into the ID variable. For that reason, ID is I. The I is the ID we have fetched from here. And then in the last is when it is succeeded, it will run a function. Just remember one thing, this data is same as this data. We're echoing out a data array, and we're getting as an argument this data array. Means this data is the data which we are sending back from this page. I mean the result of the query. Firstly, we're going to fetch this. We're going to check if the data is here. Means while we can fetch the data, if there are 1 rows, then this loop will go 1 time. If there are 3 rows, then this loop will go the 3 times, and we are going to show this data in this div tag with the ID IM. So the ID would be accessing the ID, we use hash and then dot html. The functions I'm using here, like this click, JSON, HTML, these are all jQuery's function. If you want to know the details of these functions, just refer to the manual of the jQuery. Go to the jQuery.com. .html. Let me append this. This append is also a function, means one after another. And I'm going to show you what are the paths we are getting here. Let us make a variable here. Variable k is equal to 0, so that every time it runs there is a variable k. Means firstly k0, 0th record. Here you can see, let me introduce a break statement here. And here k plus plus. Let's see what happens here. When I click the cartoon, there is some problem here. Okay, the problem is this one, PAT. We have to access its PAT field by simply using .pat. You can write any name here. This I have given this name so that you can, if you want another field like name, just write here name, and make this another field, and then access this with here dot name for the multiple rows. Now see what happens here. Wait a minute. Here is the problem. I didn't define dollar here. And now see what happens when you click the cartoon. The three paths is here. When you click the nature, there is this one appended after that. To make this not to append each and every time, just write, just clear the div tag. You can clear the div tag by simply accessing div tag with id dot html. Means we are going to append something here, write something here, and we are going to write blank here. Now see what happens when you click cartoon. There are three. When you click nature, there is only one. Then click again cartoon, 3. Now we are getting the path. There must be a question in your mind. We are only getting the path. What about if we want to show the images? Well, this is pretty much simple. Just append an image tag here with the source. Now the brackets you must be concerned with here. If you look at only this part, this is the correct syntax of image up to this. I urge everyone use the single quotations here. You can also use the double quotations here, but this will mess up the code if you use the double quotation in the HTML part. Now simply in here click it, and plus sign here. Now you can see the image code is this with the path and this, and after that there is a break. Now see what happens. If we click cartoons, you can see the 3 images on the same page without reloading it. And if we click the nature, you can see only 1 image is there. Again cartoon, 3 images, nature, 1 image. This is pretty much simple. This is all the code. You can get this code from our download section, download tutorials. First click download and then tutorial section. You can find this code, image gallery, using jQuery there. Have a nice day. Thank you.